Turkey's Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has visited the eastern city of Elazığ in the wake of the deadly bombing. It's one of the three that have taken place in the last 24 hours across the country. In total, 10 people have been killed and hundreds more injured. Binali Yildirim gave more details on the casualties.
I would like to say this from Elazığ, where the attack happened. We are saying that no terror group can compete with Turkey, and they can never and ever take our country.
Let's go now to our Hasan Abdullah, who joins us live from Ankara. Hasan, now, Turkey is witnessing a new wave of terrorism. What's the government's response to all this?
Alijan, Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has said that the government is determined to fight these terrorist groups. At the same time, without going into too much detail, he said that the terrorist groups operating in Turkey are being directed. Now, there is a growing feeling in the country that there is external involvement as well, and that there are some external actors who would like to see Turkey destabilized. At the same time, as interrogations continue in the country of the suspects who were detained post-coup attempt, some very interesting details are emerging. For example, officials here in Ankara have told us that during the interrogation, a number of suspects have disclosed that there had been links between, for example, the Gülenists and their cooperation with PKK and their affiliates, as well as with Daesh. So officials here are saying that there is a very complex web of cooperation between different terrorist groups, and they seem to be increasingly adopting asymmetrical warfare techniques. They want to destabilize the public, and they want to destabilize the government, and they want to demoralize the public. And also what officials here are saying is that they are expecting this trend of indiscriminately targeting the civilians to increase in the coming days.
You mentioned external actors. I think you might be alluding to a concern in the capital that some of the policies of some countries is worsening the situation for Turkey. Shed some light on that for us.
That's right, Alijan. As you talk to members of the government and also members of the opposition, or of course the general public, there is a very clear consensus on the view that the policies some countries, some allies of Turkey have adopted in Syria of supporting groups like PYD, who are connected to the terrorist PKK. What the government officials here are saying is that some of its allies are adopting policies which may be providing them sort of short-term leverage and some tactical gains. But what is happening is that it is legitimizing many of the terrorist groups, and the government is pointing out that PKK and its affiliates are openly and increasingly holding programs in many of the European centers, including Brussels. There are pictures of and videos which they point to, and they're saying that at the same time, while these groups get stronger and more international support in the forms of weapons as well, they are trying to increase their sphere of influence into Turkey, and because of that, Turkey is going to face an increasing number of terrorist attacks, and of course it's going to destabilize the country further. And at the same time, there is a growing feeling within the policy circles here in Turkey that when they look at the plans of the new Middle East and the redrawing of the Middle East, they're saying that that plan can only be achieved if Turkey is destabilized.
All right, TRT World's Hasan Abdullah reporting live for us in Turkey's capital, Ankara. Thank you for that.